All right. So the question is, and this was a good one. We brought it up last night in the chat, but I wanted to bring it out for you to throw it around as a topic, an idea to spread around and kind of understand where you're starting and where you want to end up. So the question was, if I had blank to live, what would I do? And we filled in the blank with one day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. So I'll repeat the question. If you had 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year to live, what would you do? Take out a pen and paper and go ahead and write it down individually. So write down the 1 year, back that up to the 1 month, back it up to the 1 day, back it up to the 1 week. You guys know what we mean. So with that, what we want you to understand is that there are some things that are urgent, and then there's some things that don't matter. And what you'll see is as you raise the level of stress, you'll start to see the things that are more urgent you want to get done sooner. So let me put a monkey wrench in there, right? Let me throw in, what if you only had 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year? And this is an interesting question. This causes you to think about what is valuable, what matters to you. And some things, maybe some people don't want to hear what the answers are, but some things you're going to be able to cut right away and not worry about the consequence. So let's tease it out, right? I'll do mine. Just so if you guys want to pause it here and write yours out and then continue on, but I'll do mine. I'll do it and I'll water it down. I'll keep some of the mushy stuff out so you're not getting all of the family business. But if I had 1 hour to live, personally, I would spend that time with my son, my wife, probably shooting hoops with him, playing basketball, giving him those last minute lessons, something that I would want to share that was intimate and that was personal. I'd want to get it out so that he knew that he was loved and that she knew she was loved. So that was my 1 hour. Now, if I had 1 day, then I can branch it out to a couple more, maybe get some phone calls, spend an hour just to do phone calls and let people know, what they meant to me, and maybe mail off some cards or something just to give them a little piece of thank you, thanks, and congratulations, and just warm fuzzies, right? The other 23 hours I would spend trying to make my family's life as enjoyable as I could. Now, if I had a week, I try to get some business affairs in order, make sure that everything that they would need if I wasn't here anymore, I'd put that all in order and get it in place and give them a peace of mind so that if, the day does come that everything was in order, the last thing they need to think about is how to get the money and who's fighting with them over property and the business. And so we'd get all those business affairs in order. If we had a month, I start doing some of those bucket list trips. I'd pick one bucket list trip, still do all the other things that happen in succession from the hour, the month, the day, the week, the month. But then we get down to a year. And if I had a year, I would do something for myself. I would do something that I don't have any regrets. I would do something that I've been putting on the back burner that I said, if I ever had the time, I would go and do this. So once again, like I said, you can pause right here and then write yours out, because I'd love to hear what yours are. Because in the chat, we had some interesting ones, and already I was seeing that I was getting emailed with some real heavy things. And like I said, I spared you the mushiness. It probably would get a little bit more in depth than what I alluded to in my scenario. But what I want you to start thinking about is, why did I pose that question? Why did I pose if you had 1 hour, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 1 day, one anything to live? Why did I pose that question? Because what you'll start to see is as you wrote it down, I need you to walk away from it, come back to it in a day or two, and look at it. Are these things you can get done right now? If you put down, I'd race a car, or I'd go see a basketball game, or I'd go to Rome, to Italy, wherever you wanted to go, whatever you wanted to do, why can't you do that now? Why did it have to wait until time was running out? It's that sense of urgency. You guys got to put a sense of urgency on the work that you do. That 1 day to live, that right there kind of set the mark for what's really important to you. 1 hour to live really lets you know what's most important. So start living your life 1 hour at a time. If this were the last hour that you had, what would you want to do? Lucky for you, you may have a couple more. So if you did everything that you would have done for that 1 hour, now you have another 24 tomorrow and then the day after. If you get another gift and you get more time, make the best of it. We all have the same amount of time. The question is, have you planned or pre-planned what it is that you will do with the limited amount of time that you have? Because two things we're not going to beat: time and gravity. It's going to pull you down. You're going to be sagging all over the place, and then you're going to get old. We crack a joke all the time and we look at people and say, you're old. That's okay. Another day older is another day wiser. So what I want you to think about, go back, focus, treat yourself. Think about if you had 1 hour to live, what would you do? Space that out. If you had 1 day to live, what would you do? If you had 1 week to live, what would you do? If you had 1 month to live, what would you do? And if you had 1 year to live, what would you do? Think about it. It's not morbid. It's not evil. It's not mean. But we need to get out there and start thinking, what is it that we can do to better our lives? Because I think the byproduct of thinking that way, you end up bettering your family's life. You better your life. You better your community's life. And you become that blessing that we talked about to people. Put your war paint on and always remember, Hoop loves you.